Senator Cantwell.
I'm ready to go. I'm not sure they want us up there, but I'm ready to go. Ms. Pritzker, welcome to your family. Having been in business myself, I can tell you there's many pluses that comes to bringing private sector experience to the public sector realm. But also you have to face the challenges of being accountable for some of the things that happened in the private sector, and people bring up all sorts of things. So my first question is, our state, AFL-CIO, and many have a boycott of the Alaska National Hyatt. And one of the issues is that they're concerned about minimum wage jobs or the subcontracting of minimum wage jobs as a way to just keep the workforce at a lower rate, and some concerns about safety and workload issues. So one of the things you're going to face as a secretary is how to maintain and get a high wage jobs into our economy. So do you want to comment on the former or how we do the latter, and look forward to?
Well, Senator, I've been in business for 27 years, and the cornerstone of success in business is you have to have a good relationship and a good balance between management and labor. There's no success in business without a good relationship between management and labor, and I support the right of workers to organize if that's what they want to do, and I think that it's extremely important that, as I said, management and labor work closely together on issues of good jobs and creating sustainable jobs.
So this isn't a practice, a notion of subcontracting out to keep minimum wage jobs as a way to maintain a workforce is not something you support?
No, Senator.
Okay. And as far as high standards for safety and workload issues?
Senator, the high standards for safety and absolutely. The workforce is part of one's business family, if you will, and you have to have a business that operates in a way that works for everyone. Management, labor, all the stakeholders, and to me, safety and security of one's labor force and one's management is absolutely a #1 priority.
Mm-hmm. Well, one issue that I would love to see you take a leadership role on within the department, and one that you and I had a chance to talk about, and one in which I think you could bring a huge private sector focus to that would be very, very helpful, is this issue that the chairman brought up in his opening statement about a weather-ready nation. Mm-hmm. To think that literally NOAA was getting weather service information from Europe because they were further ahead. I think it was 4 days ahead of predicting what Sandy was going to be than NOAA was capable of. That is because they've instituted new technology and used an ensemble model which basically analyzes the storm and information data in a new way and then presents it. What do you think you can do to help bring us to a better weather-ready nation and institute new technology? I know that we just passed a Sandy bill, and there'll be more supercomputing time, but this is an issue where we have to keep competitive, and the last couple of days just showed us. I mean, the difference between knowing 15 minutes ahead of time and an hour ahead of time is a huge difference. So what do you think you can do to help us modernize that at NOAA?
Well, Senator, we're all reminded over the last several months the importance of having a top quality and best in quality weather service. Between Hurricane Sandy, between the hurricanes in Oklahoma, the flooding in the Midwest, we've all seen that how our weather can threaten lives. As well as property, but lives. So if I'm confirmed as Secretary of Commerce, making sure that our weather service is best in class is something that I would find a high priority.
And so do you think that could include working with the Department of Defense? Part of the issue is that they have great satellite technology information, but it's often secure. Mm-hmm. And so what I guess I'm looking for is your leadership ability coming in and bringing agencies together as well, and figuring out how to get the best information into public officials' hands so that we can do a better job of helping people prepare, because the technology is there to know the power of these storms.
Well, Senator, one of the things I prided myself in my business career is working in partnership with others. And so in terms of whether it's the weather or many, many other aspects of what the Commerce Department is engaged in, if I'm confirmed, that would be something that I would take very seriously and work hard to achieve, is good partnerships with other agencies, and particularly on the area of the Weather Service.
Thank you. And like Senator Cowan, I can guarantee you that fish are important.
Yes.
And the late Ron Brown once said that he was Secretary of Commerce, but if a member of Congress was calling him, he guaranteed it was about fish. And I have the same concern and want to know what your thoughts are on the Bristol Bay Pebble Mine, which is a mine that is in Alaska that has, basically it's at the head of one of the largest sockeye fisheries and the largest Chinook fisheries, which is basically the headwaters for Puget Sound salmon. So we want to make sure that you are going to be very adamant about good science leading the way to protecting against undue development that might impact those fisheries.
So, Senator, I know the importance of salmon. You and I had talked about that earlier to your state and, frankly, to our country and to my dinner plate at times. And finding a balance to make sure that we get we protect the salmon is very important. To me, I don't know the specifics of the mine situation, but if I'm confirmed, that would be something I will look into.
Well, I guess what I'm interested in is whether you will have good science help engaged in the process.
Absolutely, Senator. The importance of science and technology used throughout the agency is really important, and particularly in that area.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.